welcome to Pilates. Please feel free to take any breaks at any time and modify any of the movements. I would say that this is like intermediate Pilates, but again, listen to your body and keep your head down on the ground if your neck's tired, and keep your knees bent if you need to. All right, I'm gonna backward crawl to my mat. Okay. And we start with our breathing, inhaling through the nose and exhaling out through the mouth. All right, if it's been a long, rainy, cloudy week for you, let's take a moment to appreciate our body and that we are still doing good. We're all nice and healthy. I am hopefully not sick anymore, even though I coughed all night, but I think I was coughing because it was dry, not because I was sick. Inhale through the nose and exhale out through the mouth. Good. Try to lengthen through the top of your head as you inhale, and then exhale, draw the abdominals in, which you can't really see me do. Inhale and exhale. Keep those shoulders relaxed, away from those ears. And let's go ahead and roll on down. Inhale, nice and tall. Exhale, round down. Feet are hip distance apart. Knees bent. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, allow the abdominals to sink down toward your spine. Lower back makes contact with the mat. Inhale, release and relax. Usually when you relax, you kind of go into a neutral position with the tailbone on the floor. Exhale, we imprint. Inhale, come to neutral. Exhale, you're gonna feel your tailbone rock back off the floor. Inhale, tailbone onto the floor. Exhale, tailbone off. Inhale, tailbone on. And now we're gonna exhale, imprint, tailbone off, and legs up. So usually when your legs come up, you naturally imprint your lower back anyways. On the exhale, tap the toes out one at a time. We're looking for 90 degrees in the knees. Knees are right over the hips. They start there, they tap down to the floor, and then return. So you should feel constant tension in your abdominals here. Just try to keep the shoulders and neck area relaxed. And you don't need to keep looking at the screen here. Glance over, check that you're doing what I'm doing or similar, and then realign the head and neck to the ceiling. Good, one more. And then lower both legs. A little more challenge here. But listen to your body. If you feel there's any strain in the lower back, or that lower back comes off the mats, then you're gonna just lower your legs halfway down. All right. You never have to do full range of motion. All right, last one here. Lift your legs back to tabletop. Drop the heels. You should kind of feel an instant release of your quadriceps. Feet are still hip distance apart as you come to your neutral spine. Inhale, roll up into your hip bridge. Exhale, press into the feet to roll up one vertebra at a time. Straight line right here. Inhale at the top. Exhale. Inch by inch, we lower back down. Tailbone comes to the floor. Inhale. Exhale. Rolling up. Inhale. And exhale. Rolling on down. It's about spine mobility here. Trying to move one vertebra at a time. Squeezing the glutes here. Inhale at the top and exhale. Roll down. Okay, and now we're going to roll up from the head, neck, and shoulder blades. The head, neck, and shoulder blades come up, eye gaze on the knees. Inhale, hold, exhale. The shoulders go down and then the head. Good. So it's not that the head and shoulder blades are going to come off the floor at the same time. Usually the head nods, comes up first, and then the shoulder blades, arms actively reach to the toes. Inhale, hold, using your abdominals, and then exhale, roll back down. Couple more here. And then we're gonna stay up in our ab crunch, ab prep position and pump those arms 100 times. You can do that with your legs right where they are, tabletop, straight, or diagonal. Let's pump. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 10. Inhale. Exhale. 20. Inhale. Exhale. 30. Eye gaze on the knees. Exhale. 40. Inhale. Exhale. 50. Keep reaching with those fingertips. If you want a little more challenge, you can lower your legs more, but don't lose that imprint. 70 here. Inhale. Exhale. 80. Inhale. Exhale. 90. Keep that chin tucked. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We don't just collapse to the ground. We slowly pull the knees in, lower the shoulders, lower the head. All right. So we control all our movements the entire time. Put the forearms on the ground. We're gonna lift the head and chest, keeping the chin slightly tucked for that lengthened back of the neck. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, gentle pressure into the forearms. Exhale to release. I'm keeping the tops of the feet on the mat for now. And I'm focusing on the spine muscles, the muscles around my spinal column, doing the work to lift the top part of my rib cage. My head and neck travel along with the thoracic spine. Okay, let's change our arm position. You can always keep the forearms on the ground if you need it, or get a little bit more motion in our shoulder blades. Squeeze the shoulder blades a little bit as you lift the arm off the floor, reaching the fingertips toward the toes. Inhale, fingertips reach, chest expands, feel a widening of the collarbone. Good. One more variation, stacking the hands underneath the forehead, adding a little bit of resistance, making your spine muscles work a little harder, now lifting the weight of your arms. Do 3 more. Inhale, with chest and arms simultaneously. They're connected at the shoulder. And final one. All right, so take the hands underneath the shoulders, push yourself up, and stretch. Okay, you can go into your stretch at any time. You don't need to wait for me to say stretch. You listen to your body and you take the stretch. Basic half roll back. It's exactly what it sounds like. We're going to pretend like we're going to roll down, but we're only going to go halfway back. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale, C-curve. Draw the ab in as much as you can. You can keep your arms in the front. Each hand right in front of the shoulders. Anchor those toes to the floor. So we don't want like the feet to pop up if we can help it. Right? You should feel your abdominals. Do more and more work as you get to that halfway point. But if you go too low, the work will go away again. So we're looking for that one point where it's the most challenge right there. Good. Feel separation of the shoulder blades, some protraction. And then when you come up, I want you to retract. I want you to reach your arm as far back as you can. All right, like you're doing a chest stretch. So shoulder blades come towards each other. Protract is when shoulder blades come away from each other. Shoulder blades retract, lift the chest, lengthen the spine. Your arms can stop right here in line with your body, or if it can go further back, it can go further back. We're going to add some rotation, just get some obliques. So we're going to come back, hold here, stay here, open up. Bring that arm back. Then sit up and do your chest opening stretch again. Now I'm going to do this to the other side. So do your half roll back, both arms are forward. Open up the back arms, rotate. Your pelvis keeps your butt still, and your rib cage should rotate. And we sit up. Good. How do we do this again? Oh, we go back. We go. Add that opening here. So I'm gonna add one more change. And again, you can do any arm variation you like. I'm gonna keep my arms open. So it is gonna be a little more challenging because our arms are no longer in front of us. So your arms are open. I wouldn't go this far back, just maybe keep the arms slightly ahead of you as you pull back and then rotate. So it's almost like you're holding something very large and you can't close your arm. And then we come up and we're still holding that large item. And we go back and we rotate the back side and we are still holding onto that large item. Okay, so again, you don't have to go into a complete retraction. I would maybe go between the front and the side, maybe just a little bit angled forward. As you roll back, it's a rotation. As you sit up, you come into center. So where is your breastbone pointing? To the corner, to the front. You can choose how wide you want your arms. You can choose how wide this imaginary object is. Last time, to the second side here. Whew. I do not have the AC on because I thought with the storm it was pretty cool, but it is pretty hot. We're gonna roll all the way. Oh, I'm sweating. Okay, so let's go into our roll up. I'm gonna try a different variation again. So I'm gonna bend one leg. And the goal is to try to do this as smoothly as possible. So I'm gonna inhale, reach the arms up. Keep reaching, pulls the head up, pulls the shoulder blades up, stretch the legs, and dive forward, stretch. Inhale, start to roll back. And as you start to roll down, you're gonna drag the other heel up, or toward your butt, I should say. Don't need to bend it too much. And now we have the other knee bent. Inhale, arms, head, shoulders, straighten those legs. Now, if you get a little stuck on the way up, then straighten the legs a little more forcefully and just give yourself that assistance that you need to come up. And now as I'm rolling down, I can pick my arms to be up here or a little lower. Again, find the different challenges for your arm position. I'm slowly dragging one heel in. But I tell you to really anchor your heels to the floor, and you do still want your feet in contact with the floor. But this does add a little bit to the challenge. Inhale, arms, head, shoulders, exhale, reach. This is a great hamstring lower back stretch. Hang out there as long as you like. Again, if you want more challenge to the abs, raise the arms closer to the ears as you roll down sequentially, one vertebra at a time. We have my back leg bent, or my second leg bent, I should say. Again, looking for smoothness. Keeping our breath going as well. I think that was 4. We'll do one more each. I think it's the 5th one. And there's a lot of variations of the roll-ups. If you want to do, the basic roll-up, you keep both feet straight, both heels on the ground. And last one here. Reach, stretch. And let's just keep both legs straight for this last one here. All right. And what do we always do after the roll-up? We always adjust our pants. Okay, hugging those knees in. We just did a stretch of the lower back, so your lower back should feel pretty relaxed. From here, we have our single leg stretch. I'm actually gonna do the entire ab series with my head down, I'm gonna breeze through all 4 exercises, and then I'm gonna do the entire thing again, all 4 exercises with my head up. Feel free to keep the head down the whole time. So I am gonna, and feel free to keep the head up the whole time if you're familiar with the ab series. Okay, so we're gonna basically do the ab series twice. First sets, my head, neck, and spine are down. I'm really focusing on the imprints. Kind of trying to relax my shoulders here. I don't want to bring tension there. My tension is in the abs and down through my toes as I stretch, 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 exhale. Good, you may be wondering, how do I do obliques without my head on the ground? You can lift one shoulder blade off the ground by rotating towards the back knee. All right, now you should still feel something. Your abs should not be completely disengaged just because your head, neck, and shoulders are on the ground. Consider this a warm up for your ab series. Your legs are working, so that means your abs are working. Double leg stretch. Center, tabletop to reach. Arms can go by the ears, not to the floor, and legs can go as close to the floor as you like without losing imprints. Exhale, reach. Inhale, return to tabletop. Knees stop right over the hips. Need 2 more. Last one, and scissor. Legs up, drop 1. Switch, switch, switch. Reach as high as you can. It's okay if you don't actually touch your leg. I grabbed either below the knee or above the knee and not at the bend of the knee. Okay, for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Curl that head, neck, and shoulder blades up for single leg stretch. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. At any point, put your head, neck, and shoulders back down if you need. I'm gently hugging one knee in. I'm not yanking on my knee. Hands behind the head, elbows wide, and rotate. Elbows wide. Shoulder blades both off the ground. Two more pairs. See if we can keep our head, neck, and shoulder blades off the ground for double leg stretch and reach. Arms will not go beyond the ears. So since my head, neck, and shoulders are up, my arms are going to go a little bit more vertical than previous. Last 2. Last 1, 2, scissor. Straight and pulse. Switch, switch. I'm exhaling every time I grab a leg, and I'm doing a quick inhale during that transition. Still trying to keep my head, neck, and shoulder blades off the ground. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we control it down. Whew. All right, enough of the ab series. Let's involve our legs. So legs are going to be separated. You know, you can go as wide as your mat if you like, but definitely wide as your shoulders. Relax the shoulders and lift. Lift the leg as straight as you can. Kind of slightly to the corners of the room. Inhale, exhale. All right, so we're going to do this variation where when the legs go up, the chest goes down, and when the chest goes up, the legs go down. So what you want to do is really kind of engage the spine muscles and glutes and almost kind of hold them in an endurance position. So you can start with the forearms on the ground, just like we did before. So here we are on the inhale. And as I lower my chest, I'm going to squeeze my butt, squeeze my quads, and I'm going to exhale here. Inhale, like on a little teeter-totter, I don't know, rocking horse, I guess. Inhale, exhale. Your spine almost doesn't really get a rest because it's engaged to lift the chest, and then it kind of stays engaged through your glutes to lift the legs off the ground. Good. I do press my hands into the floor a little bit. And then if you want to graduate, I don't know if that's the right word, or basically make it a little more challenging, this is called a Swan Prep. All right, we're not doing full Swan. The Swan allows you to lift your elbows off the ground for a deeper stretch, which means when your chest falls, it has a little further to fall. And so because you kind of just release the hands, your gravity's gonna just kind of let your chest fall. But I want you to know that this is a controlled fall. All right, don't smash your face, squeeze your butt. It's a gentle rocking. Exhale here, like you got the wind knocked out of you. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, release and catch. 2 more times, release and catch. Last time. All right, and that's called Swan Prep, and definitely is a lot of endurance of the spine muscles. So I built that up so you can always just do the upper body and just the lower body. Let's take that into a stretch here. We have not done a plank yet, so let's do a plank. All right, we're gonna go, if you do yoga, this looks like a, one-legged down dog? 3-legged down dog, sorry. There's 3 limbs on the floor. So you're gonna start in your plank. Wrists underneath the shoulders, hips about shoulder heights. Definitely feel free to stay here. These are just plank variations. Now, when you push back and lift the hips, your heels will fall to the floor. We're gonna try to keep our spine straight. Oh, sorry, I didn't want to try to walk my feet in because I basically want my feet in position for this plank. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use a little bit of momentum. We're gonna pull the front knee in and then shoot it back. Keep the hip square though. See, this is my hip open up. Keep the hip square. Pull it in, shoot it up. Pull in, brace the abs, hold, lock in that plank position, that strong neutral spine, and then release into a calf stretch. And because you're kind of kicking it up, it's a little bit of momentum, and then pull in, hold, strong. Release. One more time. Good, let's switch legs. 4 times here on the other leg. Reach and hold. Inhale here for the release. Exhale. Really find that strong plank position. We can like lock in that neutral spine, braced abs, leg is floating. Last one here. I know I probably did a few more on the first side just to kind of demonstrate. Okay. And that's it. It definitely looks a little bit like yoga. But there are definitely some similarities between yoga and Pilates. Well, hello. I should probably turn on the AC, but I'm too lazy to walk across my living room to turn it on. So I'm just gonna have to suffer here and sweat it out. So we have our glutes. Okay. Our hips can, as a hip socket, it's a ball and socket joint. So that means when our pelvis is locked in position, our legs, our thigh bones should be able to move in a circle without disturbing the rest of our body, without disturbing the pelvis. Okay, so that's the principle I want you to keep in mind. So let's figure out where we want our feet. Feet should be hip distance apart, and you should be able to come to neutral. If you have to adjust your feet a little further, a little closer, this is the time to do it. That's why I always do a few of these. And then we're gonna lift the leg off the ground. I'm gonna have us try to have our legs straight. We get a nice quad work, hamstring stretch, and then we make the circle as if our leg is a pen, okay? All right, here we go. It's okay if you bend your knees a little. Now right here, you gotta make sure your hips are the same height, find that neutral, and circle 4 times in each direction. Inhale, 1 circle, reverse direction, exhale. 2 times in each direction, 4 times total. That's what I meant to say. Last time. Bend. Reset. Drop your butt if you need to. So we're gonna do 4 circles, 2 times in each direction. Other leg. Keep the hips where they are. Press into the floor with your hands. Inhale. You decide the size of the circle. Exhale. If you make it too big, you're gonna fall over. Inhale. And exhale. Good, lower your butt. If you make it really small, I mean, it might not be challenging. So the goal here is to kind of find like a medium-sized circle. I don't know, maybe around the size of a personal pan pizza. Who eats personal pan pizzas anymore? All right, back to the first leg. Inhale. Maybe we can try making it a little bigger. Exhale. Definitely a lot of stability in the arms, pressing to the floor, abs, and then stability of the other butt cheek. The butt cheek that's on the floor. The butt cheek of the leg that's on the floor. There's no butt cheeks on the floor, actually. Other leg goes up. Drop your hips if you need a break. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. I do love making hip circles. I think it's sometimes it can seem like a very pointless exercise. Straighten one leg and lift up your front leg. Sometimes it can seem like a very pointless exercise. But one of the things that we slowly kind of lose our range of motion is our hips. So take the front leg, bend it towards the back. Press into the hands, straighten the leg. Oh, I'm gonna hit the wall. I'm gonna just turn my body a little bit. You go like this. Your pelvis does come up. Try to keep the shoulder blades down. And then stretch your leg and make the biggest circle you can make. Now, normally we can't make a circle this big because our pelvis moves. Right here, anchor the pelvis on the other side. And if you need to bend your knees, bend it. Otherwise, we're gonna circle it across here. Now keep the shoulder blades on the ground. So we allow this rotation to happen. I stretch, reach that leg all the way across the body. Get the leg as close to your head as possible. Breathe when needed. This is kind of really, really slow, so. And then go as far wide as possible, but try not to let this other butt cheek and other shoulder blade lift up. I feel all sorts of sort of clickety-clackety. This is my left hip. This is where I feel it. All right, so we just did 3 giant circles. Let's do 1 more giant circle. And then I want you to reverse direction. This is a really, really good hip opener. Reverse direction, so I'm going to go towards you first. Oh, reach high, high, high. Get the hamstring stretched. The quads are working. Take it across. And so we're going clockwise now. I'm going clockwise with my front leg, with my left leg. But if you're mirroring me, you'd be doing counterclockwise with your right. You should feel your abs, maybe not right here, but right here, as you open up the legs and start to lift it up against gravity, I mean, your leg is long and it's one of the heavier, limbs, right, compared to your arms. All right, we're finished. We're finished with that side, sorry. So the back side, we're gonna go across the body first. So I'm gonna bring my back leg to the front, lift it up. Try your best to keep your legs straight, straight, straight. Keep your abs engaged. Our abs are here to stabilize. We're not actively crunching right now, but it doesn't mean our abs aren't stabilizing. Pelvis rotates, but shoulder blades do not. Torso does not. Notice the difference between your right and left hip, your right and left leg. How close is it getting to the floor? How close is it getting to your head? And how close is it getting to the floor again on the other side? Again, you don't want the other butt cheek to lift up. So you know that if your leg hits the floor, it's not because you moved your butt. We're going to reverse direction now. You can go as fast as you like, really, but you do want muscular control and not momentum whipping your leg around. Now this is my right leg, and it is just nice and smooth. Like I just have more range of motion. It never makes any weird noises. This I know about my body. All right, last one. All right, good. We're gonna do a hip lift, like this. Ooh. So once again, spine flexion, rectus abdominis at work here. Don't be afraid to use your hands. We're gonna slowly take it all the way into a rollover, but before we get there, let's just focus on getting the feet up toward the ceiling, feeling the abdominals work to curl that tailbone right off the floor. Exhale, inhale. Now it can be very tempting to lift your butt up and then just let your butt fall, right? Because gravity's gonna pull it down. But we're gonna try to lift with control and lower with control. Lift with control and lower as slowly as possible too. Our abdominals work in both directions, in the lifting and the controlled lowering. All right, try not to keep your neck turned on because that can actually really mess up your neck, especially in this part, because no matter what, we're trying to keep our neck relaxed, we end up using our neck during rollovers. So this is the rollover. I don't touch the feet to the floor over my head, okay? And I can lift my head, and that's kind of critical there too, because lift the legs a little bit and roll down with control. So it's critical that the weight is on your shoulder blades and not on the back of your head. You don't have to lift your head, but it's more like you should be able to lift your head if you wanted to. That's how you know the weight is on your shoulder blade. Inhale here to prep. Exhale. Inhale, I do a little lift. Exhale, I roll it down. So why do I do a little lift? Because if I let my legs collapse down on my face, then roll down, I take away the work from the abs. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, a little lift, exhale. This is the exertion part. This is the hard part, when you're controlling the way down. Try to keep your head down. This part is considered the prep, so it's inhale, exhale. Here's the work. Inhale, exhale. I'm going to show you a little variation. It's called the walk, like this. Don't do it too fast. You'll do it when you're over there, and it's kind of another hamstring stretch. All right, it's just the variation here. Inhale, prep. Exhale here. Inhale, drop one leg, walk. Exhale, switch. So I feel a little more hamstring stretch in the lower leg. I bring both legs up to meet the higher one, and I come down. All right, the lower your legs go to the floor, right, because it's a decrease in the hip flexion, more hamstring stretch. Let's just try that one more time. We've done a lot of these. Inhale, prep, exhale, up and over. Inhale, you drop one leg, lift the other. So you feel more stretch in this lower leg. Switch. And then bring both up to the higher one and roll it down. Okay. Whew. Do a little bit of side work. So we have side plank hip dips. You can do it with the bottom knee bent, stay lifted out of the shoulder. One thing that reminds me to stay lifted is if I keep reaching upward. So this is neutral, and then we're gonna go above neutral, right there, pressing a little bit more. Come back to neutral and then up. All right, so we're not gonna go below neutral, we're not gonna go down to the ground. However, go to the ground and all the way up if you need to. All right, so the challenge here is find the neutral and then push. Neutral, push. You can do this with your legs straight too. Top leg in front, push, neutral. Definitely you'll feel the obliques down here as well as the shoulder. 2 more, neutral and lift. Last time, and lift. Good. Let's try the other side. So if you did bottom knee bent, you can continue doing that just for symmetry. And if you had your legs straight, then you can do that. First, find your neutral. Stay strong out of the shoulder here, and then lift for 8 in neutral. Exhale, 7. Exhale to lift, 6, 5. Feel it right here, this pinch. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right, we're gonna try a little push-up variation. Let me just show you one time on my knees and one time on my feet. If you're on your knees, you come forward like this. You're still on your forearm here. Square up, push up, here. Push up, here. It's a push off. Inhale and exhale. Oh, I said I was only gonna do one, right? I'm getting myself so tired. All right, so this one has a little bit of momentum because you need to push off a little bit more than just a straightening of your arms so you can get enough momentum to come back to a side plank. All right, and then same thing if you're on your feet. Top leg needs to be in front so that you can roll onto your toes and square those hips up to the floor. Here we go. Let's do 6 of them. This forearm stays as is. You're always on one elbow. Square up, push off for 1. Push off for 2. Don't forget to get on your toes and on your knees. Square the pelvis and shoulders up to the floor. 2 more. Push. And don't push too hard. Why? Because you don't want to fall back like that. It's not an uncontrolled push, you just go flying to the back of the room. It's just enough that you can also, decelerate and come to that strong plank, strong side plank position. All right, get your feet apart. Your knees should be apart too. And we take it down for 6 and push. 5 and push. This looks like a push-up, but it doesn't feel like a push-up. I hope. 3. It's really about body awareness too, and finding that strong side plank as you push off. Good. All right. Whew. Now we're gonna do some leg lifts. I understand if your elbows are a little tired. So you don't want to be on your elbows, so you can just be on your wrist like this. You're gonna find one butt cheek. Here's 2, here's 1. All right, pull it in. Pull it in. So if you're on your elbows, you can come to your elbows and push off. It's not so much about what your arms are doing, it's about your abs. Do 4 more. 4, I'm only on one butt cheek. 3, it's an open and shut case. 2, and 1. Hold it here, kick the leg straight for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Feel free to continue doing that or the knee tucks, or you can do the straight leg V-ups. For 8, 7, on one butt cheek, 6, 5, 4, 3, legs as straight as can be, 2, and 1. Okay. I count out loud when I absolutely don't want to miscount. But it's all about the fatigue and feeling it. So don't worry about the numbers. If you can do 6, there's 5. Now find your other butt cheek. And first it's the open and shut. So that means your chest leans back as your legs shoot out. They kind of counterbalance each other. Exhale as you come up. Inhale to open, exhale, come up. 3 more, make 6, 7, and 8. So what do we do on the 8th one? Hold it here, straighten the legs for 8. 7, you're still on one butt cheek. 6, legs to the corners. 5, on the diagonal. 4, it's not straight to the ceiling. 3, 2, and keep the legs straight. Open and shut for 8, 7, 6, 5. This is the hardest. 4, because the legs are straight. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, our abs are tired. What do we do when our abs are tired? Oh, we come to the front. All right. So let's lift arms and legs together. So we kind of did this like swan movement where as the arms went down, the legs went up, but this time we're gonna lift actually everything. So from here, actually let's take our arms and legs straight to the corners of the mats. And we're gonna lift the back arm and front leg. All right? And on the next breath, you're gonna switch both. Switch, and then switch. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. Once again, a little bit of spine endurance because that chest is staying off the floor. Head and neck stay aligned with the spine, chin slightly tucked. But the chest stays off the floor. There's always 2 limbs off the ground. Last one here. All right. Sit back. We're gonna do a plank on the wrist again. Actually, let's try on the elbows. It might be a little harder. So here's the thing about doing knees to the side when you're on your elbows is if you don't have the if you don't have range of motion in your hips to get the knees out to the side enough, your knee will hit the ground. So when you're on your wrist, your knees can go a little lower and it's still to the side of the body, right? Still to the side. But if I'm here and my hips don't work or not working as much, then I'm gonna hit my knee. So if you wanna do on your elbows, it'll force you to really lift your knees high to get it off the floor as you bring to the sides of your body. All right? Otherwise, do it on your wrist. If you were doing knees under the body, it wouldn't work. So this is to the side, out to the side, and return. Exhale, out to the side, inhale, return. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Open up those hips, out to the side, externally rotate. Give me one more on each side. Again, you can be on your wrist, no problem. All right. Probably should have turned on the AC. I'm sweating as if I'm running. And I'm only doing Pilates. All right, let's do some teasers. All right, I'm gonna blow through several variations. Basic variation that I like to show is counterbalance of the body. Inhale, arms, head, shoulders. Kick the legs out, which transfers body weight so that you can roll up smoothly. And then again, because we don't want to just fall back, we have to counterbalance by reaching out our legs so that it can roll down slowly. All right, so you don't want to start lowering the torso until your legs are extended. Feel free to try it. So if I don't extend the legs and I just start to roll back, I just fall. And you'll feel that. You'll feel that you don't work your abs. All right, looking for smoothness, just like we did for the roll up. Inhale here, exhale, extend, roll down. Good, so here's the variation. I'm gonna kind of do that scissor walk again, similar to that rollover. Inhale, reach, head, neck, and shoulders, exhale. Here, if your legs are bent, you do walk, walk. Bring the legs up, open, and down. If your legs are straight, it looks like this. Inhale, exhale. Walk, walk. Inhale here, exhale, roll down. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, split. Exhale, split again. Inhale, legs together. You bring the lower one up to the higher one and down. If your legs are straight, you don't really have to extend it again before you roll down. You can just start rolling down because your legs are in position. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Last time. Inhale, exhale. In, out, together, and move. Okay. We're in commentary on the knees. I know you guys can't see me sweating from the Zoom, but I just feel like I'm embarrassingly dripping everywhere. So the knees are underneath the hips and the wrists are underneath the shoulders. Okay, and normally I would go forward and back, but now we're gonna go bring it to the side. So my legs are gonna go from here to here. So I'm gonna take my back leg straight to the back. I'm gonna take my front arm straight to the front. And then I'm gonna take my front arm towards you and my back leg away from you. So I'm basically reaching the limbs to the side. My right arm to the right, my left leg to the left. How far? As long as you're balanced. Now notice your arm is shorter than your leg, which most likely means your arm can go all the way to the side, but your leg is not gonna go all the way to the side because of your hips. It'll probably go out 30 degrees. And then you'll still feel pretty balanced. Return and lower. All right, because your leg is longer than your arm, and because your hip socket has sort of a limited range of motion, your leg at most will probably go out 30 degrees, and your arm will go out to about 90 degrees. So front leg, back arm, my back arm starts to move to the back to about 90 degrees, and my front leg moves to the front about 30 degrees. Just hold, brace your abs. Again, sort of a hip opening movement. Challenges your spinal balance a little bit more. Bring it back to front and center and return. We're still in neutral spine. Abdominals drawn up and in toward the spine. Let's do the first side again. Sometimes when we try something new, it feels a little wobbly. And then the second time we do it, feels okay. You want to move the limbs at the same time. So I'm moving my arm and leg at the same time, but my arm just moves a tad faster because it covers 90 degrees while the leg covers 30 degrees. Hold and breathe, keeping the limbs at parallel. Okay, and then return. So I'm keeping my arm at shoulder height and my leg at hip height. I'm not lifting my leg higher. I'm not lowering it. I'm not going like down to the ground like this, okay? Leg lift, arm lift. I always lift the leg first and make sure I'm stable before I lift the arm because I don't want to fall on my face. If in case I lose my balance while lifting both limbs at the same time. Just pause for a moment with the limbs out away from the midline for a moment and then bring them closer to the midline. And return. All right, round the spine. Get that mobility and stretch in there. Tucking the tailbone, dropping the head, creating the rainbow of the spine, and then lifting the tailbone, lifting the chest. All right, I hope everyone feels really good after doing Pilates on Friday. And hope we're all ready for the weekend. The weather will be nice. Feel free to unmute yourself if you have any questions. Thanks for joining.